People, blessings again. Good day to each and everyone whenever you guys watching this panel replay. Really appreciate you guys. Remember, don't forget to like, comment, and share down below as well. Really important. Support the channel and support all of the videos. But it's match day. If you are watching this before 2 p.m. Eastern time, yeah, the Reggae Girls will be playing their first World Cup qualifier game at the Darren Sammy Stadium. And a neutral venue will be playing versus Dominica in their first World Cup qualifier game. And guess what? We're still promoting the Reggae Girls because they don't really get a lot of promotion. So we're still out here making it be known that, listen, come out later. Talawa TV is the hub for the live watch along look more from now. So if you watching this before 2 p.m., just join over Talawa TV around 1:30 Eastern time and come over and let's us discuss the game and watch the game as one big happy family and support the Reggae Girls because guess what? Reggae Girls can be the second team in this region outside of the Canadian women's national team and the US women's national team to qualify for 3 World Cup, but no one else outside of the Canadian women's team and the US women's national team did it 3 times in a row. Mexico is the only team outside of those 2 big teams to qualify for the World Cup 3 times. You understand? So the Reggae Girls and the quest to qualify for the 3-peat in a row. France, Australia, New Zealand, and also can we make it to Brazil? It will be like a home World Cup for the Reggae Girls because it will be in the Americas regions and you know how much Jamaica culture deeply enrooted in Brazil as well. The reggae, reggae and a whole is very deeply infected in the blood of a lot of Brazilian. So the Reggae Girls will be getting a lot of love. So it's very important for the Reggae Girls to come out and do their best and to wear the heart on their sleeve and put the country first and make the people them smile. Again, next year will be the championship around this time of the year, November. But me not really there much more to talk about the Reggae Girls, but we're just doing a little promotion, making everybody knowing that, listen, today is match day for the Reggae Girls because a lot of people don't even understand that it is World Cup qualifier for the Reggae Girls. But Mason Greenwood, more stories on Mason Greenwood and also Amari Bell and also would they have fight with each other as Reggae Boyz fans, as Reggae Boy players, as the federation fighting with each other. Meanwhile, guess what? We have been dethroned. We have been dethroned. We are not the king of the Caribbean anymore. We are not the king of the Caribbean anymore. So I'm going to get into it, but let's start off with we have been dethroned from the top of the table. The Asian team, the new power ranking that came out in CONCACAF show that we are no more king of the Caribbean. Asian team is the king of the Caribbean. Yeah, the Asian team, them man, they are the king for the Caribbean at this moment. While we, the runners, so a fight with each other. We are fight for who for be the coach. We are fight, for who as players, should be coming in after qualification round. The federation are fighting the public. Well, they are fighting each other while the rest of the Caribbeans are creeping up on us. Yeah, the rest of the Caribbean are creeping up on us. Trinidad just get them new grandparents rule. Curacao qualify for the World Cup. Expect an influx of players to come in to play for that national team. Players that playing in the Dutch Eredivisie are wider scale of the world with Dutch descent. The Surinamese team have done perfectly well this campaign. Narrowly missed out on that automatically qualifying spot, but they're still up against it and they still have a pinch, a grain of salt, of chance to qualify for the World Cup for the first time. So we have 2 Dutch descent teams that can qualify for the World Cup. What does that say for Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago? Watch out! They are coming. Yeah, they are coming. But at time now, it's time for us to stop fight amongst each others. Yeah? Isaac Hayden, Amari Bell did an interview in the New York Times, The Athletic, with Larry Whitwell, and they're speaking, and giving some strong words and message to the public like, listen, we don't need such and such after we qualify for the World Cup. Amari Bell say, we done, the players and put in them blood, sweat and tears. We have been a bit controversial for players to come in just to get into the squad and play the World Cup. Meanwhile, some of these players will never get another opportunity like this. But while the Curacao team, while the Surinamese team, while the Asian team, they are trying to recruit heavily and the diaspora and recruit some of the best players that can come and strengthen their team, not for the World Cup, but for the future. The next World Cup will be a very good one because the Asian team will come at a very good strength. The Curacao team will come at a very good strength, and the Surinamese team will come with full force as well. And expect Trinidad to rise. So what does that say for the reggaeboyz team? Are we just going to stay here as a nation, yeah, and just depend on the heritage players that we can get in England and know that we can get some very good, decent players can come and create any individual sparks and win any game? That's how the Jamaican team going to operate for the next 10 to 20 years, while others around us are creating a whole system, a football philosophy, creating a bond, with each other, creating a bond with the diaspora, and no fight, no one is arguing who should come in or who should go. We need to get together as quick as possible. Else, the grip on the Caribbean will leave us soon and rather than later. That's all I'm saying. Yeah? Stop the fighting, accept the challenge, accept the players, and move on with it. But the Federation, they are a part of this as well. Because why Steve McLaren came in at the first place to coach the national team. Yeah, it's not just, but it's more so, and to get the heritage players from England to bridge the gap for some of the biggest talent that the reggaeboyz can attract in England. Bridge the gap, try to get those players in, or try to get the big main target. The big name target is Mason Greenwood, and he's yet to walk to the airport of Kingston, Jamaica, or Montego Bay. Where is Steve McLaren? He's already probably somewhere in Yorkshire watching some very good football on this Saturday morning. Yeah? He already faced the exit door. He already walked through. He already exit the country. He's here to bridge the gap and also get the big target, Mason Greenwood. And Steve McLaren, he not bring Mason Greenwood. Yeah? They help and they get the passport. But when we can't find him. You understand? So the Federation is a part of this as well. Bringing and I don't even want to say a coach that they said it's supposed to be a modern coach. He's not a modern coach. You understand? So there's a lot of stuff that happened, during the appointment of Steve McLaren that went wrong, that shouldn't have happened in the first place. If we as a federation or a group of people that running football in Jamaica doing their own scouting and making sure that they get the proper coach. Because if you look at it, from a German to a local to a Icelandic, back to an Englishman. And you could feel Johnny Barnes in that as well. So where is the strategy of recruiting players? Where is the system? Where is the philosophy? We just get up and just play some football according to what the coach going to bring to the national team. That's how we play football. And look at the midfield. The midfield is non-existent at this moment. The midfield is so weak, as the people in America would say, it's whack. You understand? But they are fighting with each other, and the man of Dethrone us in the Caribbean, the teams are creeping up on us, and we need to open up our eyes. We need to open up our eyes because the ranking is going down and down and down in the CONCACAF region. And if you mind sharp, next year, if we don't qualify, yeah, we will drop further down in the ranking for the Caribbean teams, and it don't look good. It don't look good for mighty Jamaica to go all the way down in the pecking order. You understand? But my goodness grace, Amari Bell out again. Yeah, Amari Bell playing away to the Championship League leaders, Coventry. He didn't last more than 25 minutes in a game. He out injured. Yeah? What does that say, man? I think, 25, 30 minutes he played in the game. He just coming back from hamstring injury. He's grabbing that same leg as well. So I guess it's a reoccurring injury, or might as well could be a fresh new hamstring injury. Yeah? But look good for Amari Bell after days after speaking out heavily and players that potentially will come in and represent the national team if we qualify for the World Cup. So Amari Bell is out. I think he will be out until the rest of the year. So speedy recovery, Amari Bell. But the big one this morning, after I threw up that Reggae Girls match day video, Tridini back Mason Greenwood to be in the England setup. Before me go to the Tridini setup, yeah? people that affiliate with the Marseille team, you know, player like Timothy Weah, Samir Nasri, I think I remember if it was Desai, you know, the former French player, Marseille legend as well. I think it's Desai. The coach, the president, you know, the big man that's calling the shot away from the president, Benatia, the former Marseille player, everyone being putting it out there in the public. Like, listen, whatever happened with Mason Greenwood, yeah, he is a good fella. He deserves a second chance. He's not that type of player. He's not that type of character. He's a very good lad, and he deserves to be treated fairly, just like any other player that willing to get, willing to get another opportunity, a shot at the pie. So people who affiliate with Marseille been doing a campaign online trying to put it out there to the public. Like, listen, Mason Greenwood is not that type of player, is not that type of character that he was paying. Yes, there was a situation happened in the past with him and his fiance. No, everybody move on from it. No, they have 2 kids together. They all put that behind of them, but you still have some people holding on to it. But what does that say, man? I'm going to say this. With the Chai Dini situation coming out this morning, he's a regular member that do, his little article in the column of the Sun's paper in England, and he came out and said, listen, Mason Greenwood will be the X factor. If Thomas Tuchel want that player, Mason Greenwood is that player that can bridge the gap. He can play as a 9. He can play right across the front tree. He will be that player that if Hurricane goes down, he can fill the gap. And he's basically just saying that, listen, there's no other player out there that who haven't played for England so far is talented as Mason Greenwood. We all know the talent, but I'm just saying this, man. I think Mason Greenwood will come for our record qualifier. If you put England as some, and if you put the reggaeboyz team, I say choose. Him already here say Amari Bell and Isaac Hayden run so I talk bad about him, I chastise him in the media, and make it be known that, listen, you might not be welcome in the team if we qualify. It would be farce, yeah? And him talk about principle and integrity. Isaac Hayden. Meanwhile, England, them put him out of one country. We have to go find a different pathway in his footballing career. But you think because the nice of Ayasa with Amari Bell and Isaac Hayden and more people, etc., you think he's going to turn down the 3 Lions, Jasso? No, he will not turn on the 3 Lions, Jasso. No matter how much the scrutiny is coming at him and the criticism is coming his way, he will never turn this down. But yes, sir, I have to go wait until somebody can suck salt to a spoon to get Mason Greenwood to the door. But me personally, right now, done and dusted. This guy is not coming. It would be so surprising to see Mason Greenwood come and play for the reggaeboyz if we make it to the group stage of next year, the biggest football or the biggest event in the world. It would be very surprising to me if he come and represent the black, green, and gold. But we all know that Mason is waiting for that call up. And since the last 7 years, there's been a lot of article been publishing in England and in south of France saying that, listen, there might be a potential chance. Yeah, there might be a potential slim chance. So who is doing this campaign? Who is doing this marketing strategy around Mason Greenwood name? Putting it out in the grand public, said, listen, this guy need a second chance. And with all the players and the ex-players that affiliate with the Marseille team saying this and that, Timothy Weah would have said, he's backing the player to represent, the 3 Lions at some time in the near future, and I love him to get back in the team. There's conversation in the camp of Marseille with Mason Greenwood and others. He's going to back himself to represent the 3 Lions until the end. He realized, no, man, like Isaac Hayden, I'm not going to represent. Let's come over Jamaica and switch allegiance and play for the national team. And how much years from now that would have take him to make that decision? So I just say, talented player, I would have loved him to come and play for the national team. But at this moment, I don't see Mason Greenwood coming to play for us in this campaign. Not even if we qualify, it's just going to be a very surprising one for me at this moment with the noise and listening to the media in Marseille. And also, the little quip one of the leading newspaper in France that cover French football, they put out a statement on Mason Greenwood and the fantastic work that he's doing and how much he arguably the best player in the French league this season. And there's a lot of backlash coming from the news article that, listen, people are pushing back on them publishing Mason Greenwood in their newspaper. So the chastise, the criticism, constructive criticism and people that backing him, it's just not going to stop. It's going to be people here that don't like him, and you're going to have people here that willing to accept him. And Chidini basically said, hey, he might have nothing to prove. He have nothing to prove to anybody but to his friends and family. But the man basically said, listen, man, there's nobody at this moment have the talent like a Mason Greenwood. We all know that. But at this time, I just think the Reggae Boyz team is a losing battle at this moment. I think he's just going to sit and wait for the Three Lions. It might take a couple years before he come and put on that black, green and gold shirt. Yes, he grab a passport. Yes, it helped Marseille to free up an overseas spot. But I can't see Mason Greenwood coming at this moment. I just can't see it. For all these nights, everything's coming out. Tridini and more people, in Manchester coming out as well. It just not going to happen. I don't see it happen anytime soon for this Reggae Boyz team. But what we must do is move on and fight for our World Cup campaign. Try to salvage ourselves and make us people and make our people proud again of qualify for the FIFA World Cup. There's so many players out there. There's local players in our country. If we spend the time, give them the right resources, we can get quality players as well. But it's not just one player. We need to build a team. We have no midfield. We have no organization, no structure in that midfield. We have no philosophy, no system in place. And we are fighting for somebody that is not going to bring anything like that. He's going to bring individual work and he's going to bring a lot of, gifted skills. He's going to bring goals. But will it sustain in the long term? I'm not sure. Because we saw that Amari Bell came in, in his first 12 months, 11 games, 5 goals, 3 assists, something like that. And he just fell right off the pecking order. You understand? So we have players that can play at a very good level and can, play in a very good system, but the balance from a system and a philosophy, it's way far from each other at this moment. So best up on yourself. Thanks for passing through. Ciao. Reggae Girls, look more playing at the Darren Sammy Stadium. At least 3 to 4 goals they will score in that game. Kajza Bonisha with a brace and others will be on a score sheet. Bless up on yourself. Ciao.